We are going to start a new week just around the edge of previous balance that we've spent last 2 weeks. Friday we had an attempt higher, which well, it held, but we didn't extend any further from the balance. So now it's basically extending the decision time if we are going to get higher or test lower prices before trying higher, or if we are going to rotate lower to retest the lower boundaries. So looking at what happened in the overnight, we did make a small sell-off early in the overnight and then grinded slowly higher. Now it looks like we are going to open within yesterday's range, so it's going to be choppy. And one thing that could impact this week is we are 1 week before monthly expiration, so this it can be bullish for the market. So the drift is to the upside. We are around this key high that was marking the balance as high, and also yesterday's low. So depending how we are going to trade above or below it, it's going to be telling for the next, well, I think entire week. So first off, let's say we are going to open at current prices, so we will open a little bit lower, but overnight inventory is trying to get higher, so I think it's a little bit long. And if we are going to flush it, also flush those longs from Friday, I think that we might see some early move to the downside. So we'll see if we can get below yesterday's low. I would like to buy to sell a pullback to test overnight lows and to get to this point of control. If we get below the spike base of Thursday, then we can traverse its entire value range. It's quite tight, but nevertheless it's worth mentioning that we can spend some time here. Biggest support is going to be around 4400. Is also a high volume node from the last week, and I don't expect us trading much lower today. However, if we start selling, it might exacerbate a little bit, so I don't know. Maybe if we start trending lower, I then, if I'm without this first trade, then I should just step aside and take a day off. If we don't trend lower and just trade normally, let's say, I'd like to buy clean rejection below overnight lows. That would be my buying spot, and maybe another if we trade below this Thursday's lows and get rejected. But I'm not that fond of trading this, because it's going to be much lower than yesterday's lows. So going back to some long scenarios, if we start with an initiative move to the upside, I'm not sure if I'm able to enter long. Maybe if we do something like an early dip lower to test overnight point of control, rejection of prices below yesterday's lows from the spike, impulsive move to the upside, get back to yesterday's range, and then get higher. This would be a good opportunity. And if I don't get this, it might be also possible to see some stronger move, and then if we see volume and value, then of course to trade higher, but this is I think less likely scenario given how late we are in the monthly OPEX cycle. I think that there is much resistance around those prices that we won't trend higher that easily, so I won't be focusing on that scenario that much. I like to spot those three scenarios, and depending if later in the day we build overlapping value or lower value, then I will trade most probably mean reversion. If we start trending, it will be very hard to get a pullback to hop on a trend, so more likely wait for a mean reversion trade if the trend tires off a little bit more, but if I don't catch it early on, like in the first or third scenario, then I should probably step aside for the rest of the day.